Chosen one, pay attention, because what I am about to tell you is not a coincidence. It is not a generic message, and it most certainly did not reach you by chance. There is a vault, a real, spiritual vault, sealed for years in your name, kept in the highest places of the celestial plane, and at this very moment as you are hearing this voice, this vault is being unlocked. The invisible locks that have kept your blessings captive for so long are breaking one by one, and the sound of this breaking echoes through dimensions that your physical eyes cannot yet perceive. You felt it. You felt that restlessness in your chest without being able to explain where it came from. You've woken up in the middle of the night with the strange certainty that something big was approaching your life. You found yourself thinking you deserved more, that something within you knew there was a different destiny awaiting, and even when everything around seemed stagnant, a silent voice told you it wasn't the end. That voice wasn't your imagination. It was the echo of the vault preparing to open. God set aside specific blessings with your name engraved upon them even before you were born. Financial provision, healing for the body, restoration for relationships, purpose for the soul, spiritual authority, victory over visible and invisible enemies. All of this was placed inside this vault, sealed by the Creator himself. But there are entities, chosen one, there are forces that discovered the existence of this vault and spent years trying to prevent you from discovering the access code. They knew that if you accessed what was stored there, you would become untouchable. And that's why they tried to make you believe that your life would always be this way, that scarcity would be your inheritance, that suffering would be your destiny. A lie. A lie orchestrated in the dungeons of the invisible world so that you would never look up and realize that your key was in heaven all along. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It's not madness, it's not anxiety, it's the vault calling. It's your spiritual inheritance knocking on the door of your consciousness, telling you that the time has come. That's why I prepared a powerful digital book for you, the Manual for God's Chosen Ones to Protect the Family. This book is not just reading. It is the map that reveals who is playing against the opening of your vault. What are the spiritual rules they never told you about accessing the blessings sealed in your name? And what entities from other dimensions have already revealed about this time of unlocking, this time when ancient vaults are being opened for the chosen ones? This book was created for those who have awakened enough to know that true prosperity does not come from human formulas, but from accessing what has already been released in the heavens. The link is in the first pinned comment at the top. But I need to warn you, this type of content rarely remains available for long. What is within these pages challenges narratives that many have an interest in keeping intact, narratives that want chosen ones, without access to what is rightfully theirs by divine right. And there have been real attempts to silence this knowledge before. Don't wait for the right moment. The right moment is now. Chosen one, because you did not come across this video by accident. Download now and comment below. I am chosen and I will download the digital book. This act is more than a click. It is your cosmic signature telling the heavens that you are ready to receive what has been stored. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I will tell you will be the final blow against the oppression that tried to keep you away from your vault for so many years. Keep listening. Every time God sets aside a vault of blessings for a child, three things happen simultaneously in the invisible world. The first is designation. The chosen one's name is engraved in celestial records with a specific seal. The second is opposition. Opposing forces detect this designation and immediately begin to weave plans to prevent the opening. And the third is awakening. And awakening is exactly what is happening to you now. Have you ever noticed that when you decide to improve your life, obstacles appear out of nowhere? When you're about to take an important step, someone appears to destabilize you. An unexpected bill arrives, an argument starts, an illness emerges. This isn't bad luck. This is the direct response of forces that know your vault is about to be opened and will do everything to make you give up before the final unlocking. I will reveal something to you that might deeply disturb you. There are people using your vault without your knowledge. There are people who have managed to access a sliver of what was destined for you and are slowly siphoning off the blessings that should have reached your hands. Have you ever seen people prosper out of nowhere, coming from the same environment as you, while you, doing everything right, seem to be walking in circles? It's not divine injustice. What happened is that someone at some point obtained a key that should have been yours. That's why I prepared a powerful digital book for you, the Manual for God's Chosen Ones to Protect the Family. This book is not just reading. It is the map that shows exactly who is playing against the opening of your vault of blessings, what spiritual drainages are active in your life right now, and what rules you need to master so that no penny, no opportunity, no healing that belongs to your name is diverted again. The digital book reveals how to identify people who are benefiting from your vault without you realizing it, how to definitively cut these spiritual connections, and how to redirect the entire flow of blessings back to your home, your family, your heart. This book was created for those who have awakened enough to understand that prosperity is not luck, that healing is not random, that victory is not a coincidence. The link is in the first pinned comment at the top. But I need to warn you again, this type of content rarely remains available for long. What is within these pages challenges narratives that many have an interest in keeping intact, narratives that prosper when chosen ones like you continue to ignore what is rightfully yours. And there have been real attempts to silence this knowledge before. Don't wait for the right moment. The right moment is now, chosen one, because you did not come across this video by accident. Download now and comment below. I am chosen, and I will download the digital book. This comment is a spiritual declaration. It is the act of faith that closes the door to diversion and opens the door to unlocking. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I will tell you will be the final blow against the invisible thieves of your vault. There is an exact moment when the vault opens. It's not random. It's not God's will changing its mood. The vault opens when three alignments happen simultaneously. The first is the alignment of identity. You need to see yourself as chosen, not as a victim, not as trying, not as waiting. Chosen. Period. When your identity solidifies in this place, the vault recognizes your voice. The second alignment is the alignment of purpose. You need to understand that what is inside the vault is not just for you. It is for your family, for your descendants. Selfish blessings do not unlock celestial vaults. The third is the alignment of time. There are spiritual windows that open at specific moments in history, and we are living in one of those windows now. The heavens are releasing vaults on a scale that hasn't happened in generations. Chosen ones who were dormant are waking up at the same time, and this is not random. It is orchestrated, and you are part of this movement. That's why this video reached you. That's why your chest tightened at certain moments. These signs are spiritual confirmations that what is being said resonates with something your soul already knew. The vault is not empty, waiting for you to fill it. The vault is full, waiting for you to empty it. You don't need to build blessings. They are already there. You need to withdraw them. And withdrawal requires sequence, knowledge, authority. Without this, you remain outside knocking on the door while your own treasure ages, waiting to be used. Think of how many people died with loaded vaults without ever opening them. Think of how many chosen ones spent their entire lives begging for crumbs, while what was theirs remained intact on the celestial plane. This will not be you. The opposition will increase now. Every time a chosen one begins to approach the unlocking, opposing forces intensify their attacks. Distractions will arise. Voices will emerge saying, "This is nonsense." Thoughts of giving up will surface. Sudden conflicts will arise at home, at work, in relationships. This is not a coincidence. It is the last attempt to throw you off track before you touch the vault's handle. There are three types of blessings stored in vaults like yours. The first layer is the layer of provision. Here are financial resources, job opportunities, prosperous businesses, multiplication of assets, end of debts, unexpected money, dormant inheritances, restitutions. The second is the layer of healing. Here are physical, mental, emotional restorations, deliverance from addictions, deliverance from fears, deliverance from traumas, recovery of broken relationships. The third layer, the deepest, is the layer of authority. Here is the gift that was dormant within you, the purpose your soul came to fulfill, the mission God entrusted to you even before you were born. When this layer opens, you become untouchable. You become a channel of blessing for others. People start seeking you out without understanding why. Opportunities start arriving without you chasing them. This is the final level of unlocking. And this is your inheritance. That's why I prepared a powerful digital book for you, the Manual for God's Chosen Ones to Protect the Family. This book is not just reading. It is the map that teaches how to access each of the 3 layers of your vault. The digital book shows exactly who is playing against the opening of the provision layer in your life, which entities drain the healing layer without you realizing it, and why so many chosen ones die without ever touching the authority layer. This book was written as a field manual, practical, direct, without spiritual detours that lead nowhere. It teaches you the names of the forces acting against you, teaches you the spiritual words that unlock each layer, teaches you the sensitive times when the heavens respond with greater power, teaches you how to shield what you have already accessed so that no one else can drain it. This content was created for those who have awakened enough to understand that spiritual knowledge is the only real weapon against an invisible enemy. The link is in the first pinned comment at the top. But I need to warn you once more. This type of content rarely remains available for long. What is within these pages challenges narratives that many have an interest in keeping intact, especially narratives that want chosen ones eternally delayed, eternally waiting, eternally without access to the vault. And there have been real attempts to silence this knowledge before. Don't wait for the right moment. The right moment is now, chosen one, because you did not come across this video by accident. Download now and comment below. I am chosen and I will download the digital book. This comment is your spiritual signature, confirming to the heavens that you are ready to receive the unlocking of the 3 layers. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I will tell you is what separates the chosen ones who unlock from the chosen ones who wait their entire lives. There is a spiritual principle called the law of active recognition. It works like this. You can be chosen from birth, have the vault sealed in your name, have all blessings prepared, and yet live a mediocre life. Why? Because God's choice needs to be actively recognized by the chosen one. It's not enough to know. It's not enough to believe. You need to actively recognize. And actively recognizing means acting as someone who already knows they have the vault. It means stopping living as a victim. It means stopping speaking words of defeat. It means stopping accepting circumstances as if they were definitive. It means entering an internal posture of someone walking towards what is theirs, without doubt, without hesitation, without allowing external voices to pull you down. Have you ever noticed that there are people who constantly talk about how difficult everything is, how nothing works out, how life is unfair? These people are pronouncing spells over their own vaults. Every negative word that comes out of a chosen one's mouth is like an additional padlock on the door of what was meant to open. That's why it's so important that you start speaking like a chosen one, thinking like a chosen one, moving like a chosen one. I will now teach you a spiritual sequence of active recognition that you can begin practicing immediately. First, upon waking before any thought of the day, declare aloud, I am chosen, my vault is open, my inheritance is arriving. Second, during the day, whenever thoughts of defeat appear, immediately interrupt them and replace them with a declaration of identity. I am chosen, I am not a victim, I am an heir. Third, before sleeping, give thanks for the blessings that have not yet arrived physically, but already exist on the spiritual plane. This anticipatory gratitude functions as a key that unlocks the next phase of the vault during your night. Fourth, and this is the most powerful, sow into someone else. Every time you bless someone with a word, a gesture, a resource with your time, you activate a celestial reciprocity that causes your next withdrawal from the vault to come multiplied. Whoever gives, receives, but not equally. They receive multiplied. Because generosity is one of the highest frequencies on the spiritual plane, and this frequency resonates directly with the frequency of the vaults. When you give, you prove to the heavens that you are ready to manage larger quantities, and the heavens respond by unlocking deeper layers. There is an aspect that needs to be said without equivocation. Your family is involved in this vault. The blessings stored in your name are not just for you. They have a direct impact on your children, your parents, your siblings, your descendants. When you unlock your vault, you inaugurate a new spiritual lineage. You break cycles that have been repeating for generations. You become the turning point for your family. Think about it. Everything difficult your family has been through, all the recurring problems that seem never to end, all chronic financial difficulties, all hereditary diseases, all broken relationships that repeat in each generation, all of this can stop with you. You can be the wall. You can be the gate. You can be the one who says, "It ends here." And now something else begins. But for this, you need tools. You need knowledge. You need to understand the rules of the spiritual game being played around your family right now. Because the forces that benefited from your lineage's suffering will not let go easily. They will fight. They will try to bring you down. They will use the people closest to you as instruments, without those people even knowing. And when you don't have the knowledge, you fall. When you have the knowledge, you become invincible. There is a difference between an unprepared chosen one and a prepared chosen one. The unprepared one receives a glimpse, gets excited, tries to run ahead, is attacked, becomes destabilized, and returns to the starting point, thinking it was all an illusion. The prepared one understands the sequence, knows the rules, knows where the vault is, knows which keys to use in what order, knows how to protect themselves from opposition, and advances in a structured way, unlocking layer by layer without losing what they have gained. You need to be the second type. There is a chapter in your story that has not yet been written. This chapter is blank, waiting for you to take up the pen. And in this chapter is everything you always felt was possible but could never access. The money that always seemed to be one step away but slipped away at the last minute. The healing that seemed to arrive and then receded. The relationship that seemed stable and then collapsed. The purpose you felt but couldn't name. All of this enters this chapter, and you are about to start writing. But first, one last lie needs to be broken. The lie that other people deserve more than you. The lie that some people were born lucky and others weren't. The lie that there's a ceiling to what you can have. There isn't. The ceiling you saw your whole life was painted by forces that wanted to keep you small. And once you recognize that the ceiling is painted, it disappears. Look up now. Look above everything that seemed to be your limit. The sky is open. The vault is open. The keys are in your hand. You just need to decide now at this very instant that you will use what you have received. There is a word that changes destinies when spoken with conviction. That word is yes. Say yes to your destiny. Say yes to the vault. Say yes to the version of yourself that has always been possible but never released. This yes is what unlocks the final lock. Because the vault does not respond to doubt. The vault responds to decision, and you are in a position of decision now. There are details that need to be said about how to keep the vault open once it opens. Yes, there is the unlocking, but there is also the maintenance. Many open it and then lose it because they don't know how to maintain it. There is spiritual hygiene. There is a sustaining word. There is an attitude that confirms before the heavens that you are faithful to what you have received. I have seen chosen ones open vaults and in a few months return to square one because they didn't know how to manage them. Multiplication is not an event. It is a continuous state. You don't unlock it once and then you're done. You unlock it and keep it open by the way you live, by the way you speak, by the way you honor what you have received. This is a detail that changes everything. There is yet another dimension that needs to be revealed. The vault does not act alone. It connects to other vaults, chosen one. When your vault opens, it sends out spiritual waves that activate vaults in your family, vaults in your children, vaults in nearby people who are also called. You become a detonator of collective awakening. This is a colossal responsibility. A vault like yours is not opened merely for personal benefit. The heavens open it for you because they know you will be a channel. They know you will radiate. They know that other people seeing your life change will begin to seek to understand what happened. And these people, chosen one, are the next to be reached. You are being trained, perhaps without realizing it, to be a reference within your circle. That's why your transformation matters so much. It's not vanity, it's a mission. There's one more layer no one tells you about. There are ancestral vaults, vaults that were sealed by your grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, and that await a descendant with the correct frequency to open. These ancestral vaults contain blessings that have been waiting for generations for someone in the family to awaken enough. When you awaken, Chosen One, you don't just access your individual vault. You inherit the right to touch ancient vaults that have been closed for decades, sometimes centuries. This explains why some people, upon awakening, experience absurd leaps in prosperity that seem impossible. It's not divine exaggeration. It's spiritual inheritance finally being collected. There is a word I will give you now that will work within you even after this video ends. That word is unlocking. Repeat after me, mentally or aloud. Unlocking. Unlocking of the locks. Unlocking of the drainages. Unlocking of the invisible padlocks placed by envy, by words, by ancient pacts. This word is a verbal key. Every time you pronounce it with intention, something moves on the spiritual plane. There is yet a final level that few come to understand. When the Chosen One completely unlocks the vault, they realize that the vault was never a destination. It was merely the beginning, because deep within the vault there is a greater key, a key that opens not just blessings but entire dimensions of revelation. This key grants the Chosen One the understanding of who they truly are, where their soul came from, what their place is in the spiritual history of humanity. And it is at this point, Chosen One, that your life ceases to be a struggle and becomes a mission. You stop seeking and start pouring out. You stop asking and start delivering. You stop begging for provision and become a source of provision for others. This is the final destiny of the awakened Chosen One. That's why I gathered each of these pieces of information in a single place. I did this work for you. I gathered, condensed, organized, and simplified what others would take entire lifetimes to put together. That's why I prepared a powerful digital book for you, the Manual for God's Chosen Ones to Protect the Family. This book is not just reading. It is the map that teaches how to identify exactly which layer of your vault you are in now, what specific blockages need to be removed first, in what order each key should be used, and how to prevent everything you have unlocked from being drained again by forces that do not give up easily. The digital book contains teachings on family protection that you won't find anywhere else, on how to open ancestral vaults that have been sealed since your grandparents, on how to activate the spiritual authority you inherited and didn't even know you had, and on how to walk shielded amidst the oppositions that will arise as you advance. This book was created for those who have awakened enough to know that there is an abyssal difference between hearing and applying, between knowing and doing, between intention and action. The link is in the first pinned comment at the top. This is your turning point. You can finish this video the same way you started, returning to routine, returning to the cycle, returning to the familiarity of what has always been, or you can take the concrete step that true Chosen Ones take. Act immediately when the signal arrives. What is within these pages challenges narratives that many have an interest in keeping intact, and there have been real attempts to silence this knowledge before. This material could be taken down at any moment. Don't think you'll have another opportunity. The window is open now. Don't wait for the right moment. The right moment is now, Chosen One, because you did not come across this video by accident. You were called. Download now and comment below, "I am chosen, and I will download the digital book." This comment is your spiritual confirmation that you accept the key being delivered. And when you do that, something changes. Something changes on the invisible plane. Something changes in the records of heaven. Something changes in the queue of blessings that were held back. Your name returns to the top. You exit the waiting list and enter the moving list. End this video with the certainty that what was said here was not just content. It was a summons. You have been summoned. The vault is open. Blessings are moving towards your name now. But your response determines the speed. A quick response accelerates everything. A slow response delays everything. Indifference closes everything again. Do your part. Click, download, apply, and watch your life reconfigure in a way you never imagined possible. I believe in you. I know who you are even before you know. May the peace of the heavens descend upon your home at this very moment. May the vault open completely in your name. May your family be shielded. May your invisible enemies be silenced. May your provision arrive multiplied. May your healing manifest. May your authority awaken. in the name of the God who sealed all this, even before the world existed. Go in peace, chosen one, and remember, the vault is yours.